Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Miracle Mindset Advantage for Life and Business. My name is John, and I am the host for your show today. Today's topic is something that I'm sure is going to land with a lot of business owners, and something that I hope by the end of our discussion is going to help you be a little bit more introspective around how you are getting in your own way in both your life and business, and how that essentially ties back to mindset. So today's topic is around why business owners and how business owners self-sabotage in their life, which also affects their business on an actual daily basis. So if you're a business owner, hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what is it you do, what industry are you in, and who do you serve? And let's continue to build on this community. So for those of you who don't know, this will also be shared on my YouTube channel. So feel free to go over there anytime, subscribe, hit the notification button so you also know exactly when we are going live. At the moment, this channel is not actual fixed in terms of the time, as I'm still trying to find the right time to go live on a consistent basis. So bear with me on that one. We will eventually get to a space where we have consistent schedules, when you know exactly when we'll be going live, where we will be, and what we will be focusing on. But today's topic is all around sabotage. And it's something that we see throughout the business world, with entrepreneurs, even in the corporate world. And to set it up and frame it, let's look at it from the lens of goal setting, where past studies around New Year's resolutions and people who are trying to make behavioral changes show that 92% of people who set goals never actually accomplish them. So yes, they have great intentions. Yes, they have ideas about what it is they want to do, how they're going to change, and how they want to show up in the world. But yet so many of us struggle to maintain the changes that we're integrating and actually build on them over time. So what happens is we always end up basically cycling back to our typical patterns. And it's why, which is a real theme of what we focus on here, the idea that mindset matters most. And when you can start to understand that, when you can start to accept that you're the responsibility for the direction you go, you're setting your sails where you want to basically sail and arrive, things can start to change drastically for you. Now, will it be overnight? Of course not. But what I really want to touch on is the idea that we all self-sabotage in some sense, whether that's in your business, whether it's with your health, or maybe it's in your relationships, with your marriage. We all have our self-sabotage mechanisms. We all have ways that we self-sabotage on a daily, on a weekly basis that has a much bigger consequence than we might like to recognize, or we might like to admit. We're not here to call people out on that. We're not here to bring levels of shame or make you feel like you're a bad person because you do certain things, or you think in a certain way, or you have certain behavioral tendencies that take you away from the person you're trying to become. The real idea is to help you do what people really need to do when it comes to changing our subconscious story, when it comes to bringing all of that stuff that we have suppressed to the surface, so we can actually learn what it is, start to accept it, start to be aware of it, and start to understand that we can change it, that there is another option, that we can choose a different response in certain situations. It goes back to that idea Viktor Frankl shares inside the book A Man's Search for Meaning, right? That idea of the gap between stimulus and response. And that's where we want to help you get to when it comes to your internal language, your self-talk, basically all of that parts of you, all of that ego self, all of that shadow self that holds you back from being the best version of you. Because let's be honest, that's what really matters when it comes to you being able to build a sustainable, successful business over a period of time that not only operates from a long-term perspective, but where you elevate your own being and your own personal self to a space of, the more I grow, the more opportunities, the more consistency, the more value I'm going to bring to my business. Therefore, the business side of things is going to take care of itself. We're simply trying to eliminate all of the things we're doing that's stopping us from being the best version of ourselves, which is stopping us from having the business growth or the fulfillment in our business, the success in our business, and take this out of business with your health, with your relationships. We all self-sabotage in certain ways. So how can we start to bring that to the surface? How can we start to identify, like, what is that past story? What is that thing that we have suppressed? That story, that negative part of us that we try to keep down, but for some reason or another, something triggers it, right? Something triggers it where all of a sudden it sends you into a state of overwhelm or overthinking, or that doubtful part of you that all of a sudden you lose control. You lose control of the way you're thinking. And what's our natural tendency? Our natural tendency is to revert. Our natural tendency is to move away from pain, back to pleasure, back to comfort. So we look for something to help us soothe. Now, for you, that could be food, that could be social media, that could be avoiding certain things within your business, not doing your daily momentum movers, not doing your own mindset work, not doing your personal development work, not creating space for your family, because you want to build a cocoon around yourself to keep you safe, because that's how you've always done it. And that's what you've done in the past when this self-sabotage cycle comes up for you, when this lower self part of you starts to come to the surface. We run away from it instead of leaning into it, just understanding it. What is it? Why does it come up for me? What triggers it? What emotions do I feel? How does that make me feel? And what choices do I have in terms of how I act now? Do I go down that same path I've always gone down, that I know hurts my business, that I know hurts my relationships, that I know hurts how I feel and how I look? Or do I make a better choice? And that is what self-awareness is, my friend. It's you learning that there's always another choice, that there's always a cause and an effect for everything that you do. And the more awareness you can bring to the day-to-day moments, the more awareness and choice you now have to make better decisions towards the person you're trying to become and not the person you're trying to run away from. So I hope that helps you, and I hope you can find yourself in that. But I'd love for you to comment. What's your self-sabotage tendency? Is it procrastination? Is it avoidance of certain people, certain jobs? Is it looking for new shiny things? Is it scrolling on social media? What is it that you like to do in order to heal, or in order to comfort yourself in moments where you can't quite handle the stress or the emotions that you're feeling in that particular moment? And why it always comes back to how we learn to regulate our state and self-regulate is so, so important, especially in the business world where you're dealing with high levels of stress, high levels of anxiety, high levels of overwhelm, having to manage teams, worrying about finances, worrying about where the economy, what's happening here, what's happening there. There's so much different things that are impacting how you feel and causing you to go into this constant anxiety and neural threat, essentially, right? Where your brain simply cannot handle the amount of threat it's being given from you, which is mostly coming from an internal place. So how can we start looking inward and start to work on us so everything around us starts to grow and starts to flourish? That's the real key. It's working on you and elevating or helping you ascend to your highest being, your highest human potential, so you can start to become better at knowing all of the crap that slows you down, and you can start to lean into all of the stuff that elevates you even further. Keeping the lesson shorter today to make it more impactful for you. And I hope that you found value in this and start to notice, what are my self-sabotage tendencies inside of my business or with my personal self that has a massive impact in how I show up in my business, that has an impact in how I lead inside of my business? And what's one thing I can do to help bring more awareness to that? Is it journaling? Is it meditation? Is it learning to slow down and actually step out to see the full picture before stepping back in again? What is that for you? And most importantly, now that you know, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to change? Are you going to continue to go down the same path, sabotaging in the same way? Or are you going to start working on yourself so you can start to make a better choice? I hope this has been valuable. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this so other people can also get the benefit of seeing it, hearing it, and even save it so you can play it again when you're around your business owner friends so they also get the benefit of it too. Thank you for being part of the community. Don't forget, if you're not in our Facebook group, you can find the comment or the link below in the comments directly after this. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon.